Before this video starts, I want to announce my free 4 games. It's called Black Sabbath Town. It's an anthology episodic visual novel RPG. Each game has a different timeline and different genres, main characters, mechanics. Leaving feedback would be helpful since I do want to make it the best that I can. If you are interested, everything will be below because I don't want to fill out the video too much with a promotion. I did put a lot of work into it and it is kind of underperforming. I have a weird history of this game. I have 3 discs of it, mainly because I broke all 3 of them. I don't know how I broke 2 of them, but I just remember one I used as a frisbee. Don't ask why. I was a child. I was like at least 8 when I did this. So I ended up downloading it on my 360 and it's just digital because I think I knew if I had a 4th one, it would probably end up dying. That being said, it was definitely one of the games I played the most. I don't know why this one in particular, because it's really short. This is also the game that I've managed to get every achievement on, mainly because it's kind of easy. Like, there wasn't any that was particularly hard. I remember there was one that I actually had to put in effort to do. That was really it, which is weird because there is actually one achievement that they easily could have done, but I don't know why they didn't. Was to buy every single one because it's one of those collecting like anime trope things. That probably would have been like the first one I would have thought of, but okay. But this Bakugan game, I think, is a separate universe due to the fact that Leonidas was never mentioned in an anime or a manga, even though I think they've only had like 1 manga from what I've known. But yeah, Leonidas is not mentioned, and obviously you aren't because your character is customized, so they kind of can't make that canon. You start off with picking 6 elements, and for some reason don't really tell you what exactly it could mean. Depending on what element you pick is your first 3 starters and what element Leonidas would be. This is actually kind of important since a lot of stages have weaknesses, which means you can win or lose easily, or which means that you have an advantage or disadvantage depending on the stage. Also, the final boss will be more difficult if you pick something like Haos, because it takes place in a darker stage, and Haos is at a disadvantage at a darker stage. You still can buy Bakugan of different elements. It only affects your Leonidas because he can't change. You can't buy him twice as a different element, pretty much. Honestly, when I first played this as a kid, I didn't know that. So I just picked 1 element and I thought I could only buy Bakugan from that element. I don't know why, because it wasn't said. And I want to believe that I wasn't the only one that thought this. And I didn't know what attribute advantage and disadvantage meant. I just saw the arrow up and down and didn't know exactly what it meant. But to be honest, the game's dead easy. There's like no way you can lose this game, even as a kid. You might lose some battles, but you wouldn't say that is a hard game. It's so easy to the point where I kind of have to put myself at a disadvantage. I almost went on a bit too much because this section's kind of meant to be on the actual game. That was just meant to be to kind of set the mood for the game. Retrospective, but you know, I feel like I did kind of a good job explaining it. So I'm not just gonna repeat it. You start off with naming your character, which I'm not gonna say what I named mine. Jesus Christ, I don't know why I fucking did that. But yeah, after you name it, you get to pick the attribute. For the one that I'm currently doing, I picked Ventus, but to be honest, I just went on a random one because I don't want to use Leonidas, because the game's just too easy with him. Leonidas is pretty overpowered at the start and at the end. Well, it's you can only pick Leo at the end, so he kind of has to be good. The character customization in this game is god awful, like horrible. Don't get me wrong, like, the clothes are good, but you're literally stuck at picking a guy and like 1 voice and like I wanted to make it look like me, but bro, the only black hair that I got is fucking an afro and cornrows. Like, no. But you know, it's okay because it's obviously a low budget game, so I wasn't expecting everything, but it could at least like did what Jump Force did and just have like the already existing characters' hairs, because that would have saved them a lot of budget. The clothing choices were really good, I think, because you can customize secondary and primary colors, which I always appreciate. I tried to make mine look like Shun when I first played the game, because I remember, bro, I wanted to be him, bro. No idea why, but yeah, I tried my hardest, and back then I did think it was actually his assets, but it's just like just like ninja looking clothes. The game starts off with Leonidas. Leonidas is getting sent from the Doom Dimension to Earth. Well, we don't know that is him, but at hindsight, it's kind of obvious that it is him. Your OC is there, along with Dan, and these two characters that were like in episode 1 and were never mentioned again, to my knowledge. These are just essentially the joke characters, which is why we fight them first, I guess, alongside with Dan, which is dumb because he's literally like known for being the best player, but you know, I guess that's the point. Also, something else about this game that I picked up is that each character kind of has their own AI, but what I mean by that is even if you pick every character on very hard, they still kind of play differently. Like Akira is easy on every single difficulty, and Dan is kind of harder. Pause. But yeah, something I kind of noticed, and it's more apparent when stuff happens later on in the game, but for now it's just 1v1 stuff. It starts off with like the most cartoonish early 2000s bullying I've ever seen, but I love it.
Admit it, punk! You were making fun of the way I battle, right, Akira?
That's what I heard! What's your problem, kid?
Nothing. I just like Bakugan. Well, so do I, and now I'm gonna show you how it's played. But I'm new at Bakugan. I don't even know all the rules yet. Well, you're about to learn the hard way.
Teach him a lesson, Shuji!
Back off, Shuji.
Huh? Dan? This is none of your business! Get lost!
Hey, kid, what's going on?
Whoa, Dan from the Bakugan Brawlers, you're all over the net!
So, you need any help?
Are you serious? That would be awesome!
No problem. I'll show you some of my old tricks, and if you're lucky, I won't even charge you. Gate cards do 3 things. Boost your G-Power, change the rules of battle, and decide which type of battle you'll play. Battles start when 2 Bakugan land on the same card. Win the battle to win a gate card. Each gate card has a G-Power boost that gives Bakugan extra G-Power based on their attribute. It's added at the start of a battle. You can use an ability card right before a battle begins. If you play the right card, you can really help your Bakugan.
But yeah, I kind of explained the rules, but I did it very briefly because if you play the game already, I didn't want to tell you shit that you already know, and I'll explain it later on, because for now, nothing of the stage is really important to actually look into. It's just the cards, and they did that intentionally, which is very obvious from the way that they formatted everything. There are 3 gate cards, bronze, silver, and gold. They all have their own games that you can play after, like mini games. Bronze is power battle, silver is timing battle, and gold is shooting battle. The power battle is just you mashing your analog stick left and right, or up and down, until, you know, whoever does it more wins, depending on how much G-Power you have. Obviously, if you start with more, you get an advantage. Timing battle is essentially just a rhythm game. It's literally just a rhythm game. So if you're good at rhythm games, you'll literally do this no problem. And I think this was the one reason why I was actually pretty good at rhythm games. Not that these are hard, but some of them can get kind of difficult if you're not paying attention. The gold one is the shooting battle. I have no idea why, but I always had trouble with this one. I still think it's probably the hardest one, because with the power battle, I will always win them no matter what. I think that's super easy, but that just might be because of the games I played and they were kind of easy for me. The timing battles, you can't really make a comeback because, you know, with the power battle, there's not like a set amount of score that you can get. If a power battle, I don't know, let's say if every power battle gives you like 400 power, right? And you're 400 behind and you know that you won't win because you're too low. What I'm trying to say is that it's literally impossible to make a comeback from the timing battle because it's very even. And with AI, yeah, there's pretty much nothing you can do about it. And then the shooting battle, just essentially just aim at the attribute. That's literally it. It's super easy. I don't know why I had any trouble with it. To sum things up, 2 characters have 2 cards that are thrown at the start. You have 3 Bakugan. If 2 land on the same card, a battle starts. You have this thing called G power, which is essentially just your HP. Every gate card gives each individual attribute a different amount of G power, and some of the cards might have tropes like whoever lands here first gets 200 G power. And then you can use your ability cards, which are just essentially things that help you or things to put the other person at a disadvantage, such as they can't use anything else. They can't use ability cards. There's one of that, and there's one that changes the type of battle that you get, because all battles are set by the card that lands. The reason why this card is useful is because maybe you're not good at shooting battles and you landed on a silver card, so there's one that makes it a power battle. And then the mini game starts. Whoever gets the highest G power at the end wins the round. You win a point, and whoever gets 3 first wins.
I sure hope Dan's okay.
Hey, wasn't it you and your Bakugan who blindsided Dan and beat up on Drago?
No way! Me and Leonidas would never do that.
Oh yeah? Well, I heard how angry your Bakugan is in battle. If it wasn't Leonidas, who else could it be, huh?
I must admit, Leonidas arouses suspicion. And every Bakugan I've asked has never even heard of him. Wait, if that's the case, perhaps he's not from Vestroia. Intriguing.
Who cares where he's from? Leonidas is my partner. There's no way he's done anything wrong. I trust him.
You trust me?
Of course I do. We fight fair. I know you'd never do that. And one day, everyone else will too.
We'll see about that. Your name is Mud in the next tournament, kid.
We got this!
Okay, let's battle.
You're gonna get pounded, kid. You don't stand a chance.
I'll take your challenge.
Game start.
Yeah, there isn't much to talk about in each tournament. It's just kind of cutscene tournament. But the Subterra is definitely my favorite. It's definitely the hardest part, but it's my favorite. The stage is really good. Everything about it. Sometimes the golems like slam their hand on the ground and the screen actually shakes, which I feel like was a cool touch. The sand on the side, it's okay, but I barely even like go on that section. But what the whole gimmick is just it pushes you off the stage, and what you're meant to do is like, obviously you're meant to go the opposite way so that, you know, you don't fall off stage, and that is pushing you the other way. It uses a lot of energy. I feel like they could have done something with that, have like a high risk, high reward type thing, but they didn't. I know there's something behind the stage that has sand covering it, but that's really it. These battles are hard because it's everyone against everyone. So it's 1v1, v1, v1, meaning if you're not aggressive enough, someone could catch up and get 3 points because you might have not landed on cards enough. And sometimes, you know, sometimes I said about the AI being individual. Sometimes you might be going against 2 really good characters and like a joke character, and they'll just bully a joke character just to get the points. You'll lose, and sometimes it's not fair, but I don't know, I just find it fun because this is like the only part in the game that's actually challenging. It rewards you for actually like landing on your cards. The other ones don't really do that because in tag team tournaments, you can rely on the other person. In 1v1, they have to wait for you, even though they could do a double stand, which is the same characters Bakugan landing on one card and they get a point, but they rarely do that on AI.
We did it again, Leonidas! We won! Whoa, what's that?
You call that a battle? That was nothing!
Who are you?
I'm Marduk, the greatest brawler in the world. How about we have a little battle? Mano a mano. Meet Vladitor!
I am Vladitor, the Lord of all Bakugan. The Doom Dimension awaits all who defy me.
What? What's with him? He seems like a big meanie. Wow, I can't believe his power level.
So what's it gonna be, big shot? Scared?
Hold on, Marduk! We have some unfinished business after what you did to Drago!
Oh, Dan! Wait, Vladitor heard Drago?
Yeah, it was him all right!
Drago is no match for me, but I'm interested in you, Leonidas. You're different from the others. I can feel it. Darkness sleeps inside of me.
What a load of crud! Leonidas, let's put this guy in his place!
My army needs a general, Leonidas. Join me, and together we will beat all Bakugan!
Vladitor, I'm in a generous mood. I don't know who you are, but things will get ugly if you don't get out of my sight now!
Most amusing! I think I'll make an example of you by crushing you here and now!
This was a really smart way to divert the expectations because Marduk wasn't actually on the tournament screen when you saw like all the people you're gonna fight against. You saw everyone that you were gonna fight except Marduk, which led you to believe that it was gonna be a pattern, and this happening takes you by surprise, and it's a really good boss. Marduk definitely does feel trickier, but it's still the same game. The only thing that you should really worry about is Vladitor, because he does have quite high G power, but that's really it.
You're good, but not good enough!
Ha! Don't let it go to your head. Me and Vladitor are just warming up.
Now that I've battled with you, Leonidas, I know what makes you different. You're from the Doom Dimension.
Leonidas? From the Doom Dimension?
I sensed the connection immediately, and I should know. I was trapped there for eons.
Leonidas!
We are the same, Leonidas, born of darkness. Join me, and we will destroy all Bakugan.
Are you crazy? Leo's not like you.
Think it over, Leonidas. In your heart, you know the truth. Find me when you can admit it.
Leonidas, he's lying, right?
It's true. I was born from the hate and despair of the Bakugan locked deep in the Doom Dimension. All I wanted was to take my anger out on other Bakugan. But I've changed since I've met you.
Me?
Yes. Thanks to you, I've learned the importance of friendship and trust.
We've learned from each other. Friends always do. Whatever happens, you'll always be my partner.
So, you're Leonidas' partner, huh? I'm Shun.
I know! Wow! Great to meet you.
Leonidas is a dangerous Bakugan. I'm in this tournament to stop him from joining Vladitor.
Huh? Leonidas would never join them.
He was born in the Doom Dimension. Nobody knows what he'll do.
I know what he'd do. I'm his partner. You got him all wrong.
We'll see. See you at the tournament, kid.
We got this.
Do you want to play Bakugan with me? Game start.
Yeah, there's nothing really to talk about. It's a one-on-one. They had that a couple tournaments ago. I feel like they could have done something unique. I don't know exactly what it's still in my head and thinking about it, but I feel like every tournament shouldn't just be a different stage each time. It should be a different stage and a different battle setting each time. The stage itself is alright. It's still really good, but compared to the others, it's probably the worst one because they don't really do much. Like, there's these tornadoes that zoom around at the end, but that's really it. The tournament's kind of, this tournament is kind of forgetful and nothing really memorable other than the fact that Shun's my favorite character. But like, if that wasn't the case, then I probably would have forgot that there was even a Ventus tournament.
Lost? Incredible! Maybe you and Leonidas really do trust each other.
Shun?
But I'll say this. If Leonidas even looks toward evil, I'll be there to stop him. You can bet on it.
How embarrassing for Shun of the mighty Battle Brawlers.
That's great. What are you doing here?
I'm not here for a loser like you, but Leonidas and his partner interest me. You two beat Shun and Skyrus, and even Vladitor was impressed with you. Perhaps this won't be boring, but I doubt it. Hydronoid stand!
Yeah, I kind of forgot this was a thing that happens. I do remember Masquerade being in the story, but they don't explain why they're working together or even how they found each other. The battle was okay. I like Masquerade, but like, he wasn't really needed. It would have been cool if it was like just Marduk, because this is the only time we're gonna see him ever, and we've seen this nigga like for the whole anime because he was the main villain. But whatever. It's literally just a worse version of the Marduk battle.
Impressive. You've come a long way. And you, I see now why Vladitor wants you as an ally. The offer to join us still stands. Together, we could rule all Bakugan.
I might have been tempted once, but why would I choose second best?
Fool! You'll regret this. Soon all Bakugan will bow down before me.
I could not believe it until I saw it with my own eyes. Legend tells that long ago, the 6 warriors of Destroya banished a mighty Bakugan to the Doom Dimension. I never believed it was true until I saw Vladitor with that human. When you seized the Silent Core, you made my escape possible. Why?
To invite you to join us! This orb holds the power of the Silent Core! If you defeat the Battle Brawlers, it's yours! What do you say?
I never thought I would team up with anyone, but it seems like our interests are temporarily aligned, Hal G. One way or another, I will defeat every Bakugan! Leonidas! Drago! All! There will be no exceptions! Arrogance is your saving virtue. Do not aspire too greatly, little Vladitor. When my strength returns, I will take the Silent Core from inside of you. Until then, I will hunt beside you. How amusing! But do keep this in mind. I won't
won't be nearly as amused should you disappoint us.
Hey, the tournament is coming up. Are you ready?
It's all I've been thinking about. I hope we can make it to the finals.
I gotta tell you, kid, you sure know a lot about the Battle Brawlers. Your skills are impressive.
I've followed you guys on the internet forever. You're the heroes out there.
Thanks. Hey, I got it. If you beat me in this next tournament, I'll make you an official Battle Brawler. How does that sound?
Are you serious? Okay.
Yeah, but don't think it's gonna be easy. Me and Drago are gonna go all out.
We haven't lost yet. Are you scared?
Don't count your chickens, kid. Bring it!
There's chickens in Bakugan?
Kid, you still have a lot to learn.
We got this!
Let's battle now!
Game start.
So this tournament is the Pyrus stage, which I think visually looks amazing. I want to say the best, but I already said that about Subterra, but all of these are just really good. But I think Pyrus represents the element the best. But again, Subterra is really good. I don't know, these are all really good. The only thing that's stopping is that it's a 1v1 tournament, which we just had, and we had one at the start. This could have easily been something else, but they just decided to make it 1v1 for some reason, which makes no sense. This is what I meant about them having different things for different tournaments. So I get it. It would have been hard, but they could at least put up something. This stage is really good, and the environment is just amazing, especially when the tournament goes on. But apart from that, nothing really to talk about. Nothing really plot-wise happens. They just kind of go straight to their Haos tournament.
And that means we're teammates.
Teammates?
What a joke!
Marduk and Masquerade.
What are you creeps doing here?
I figured it was about time we settled things.
You want a piece of me? Come and get it.
Save it for the ultimate battle tournament.
You don't stand a chance, brawlers.
Hey, you're not the champs until you beat me and Leonidas first.
I'll enjoy making you eat those words.
Looks like it's a showdown.
Good. Hear that, Leonidas? It's go time. Let's teach them a lesson.
I don't know why they hyped this up, because it's not a thing that ever happens. We're never ourselves and Dan against Marduk and Masquerade. It just doesn't happen. Like, we do fight Marduk and Masquerade separately and not with Dan, but they hyped it up to the point where they think that we were gonna fight Masquerade and Marduk with Dan, but it just doesn't happen. You can do it yourself in a separate mode. That's literally not story, that's literally like not even plot related.
So who is this Marduk dude anyway?
I heard he used to be a decent Bakugan player with a rep for playing dirty. He became obsessed with winning. He started to use dirty tactics in battle and ended up being despised by all the other players who faced him. My sources say his best friend and tag team partner betrayed him, and all of his Bakugan were sent to the Doom Dimension. He's had a grudge against anything related to Bakugan ever since.
Okay, I get that. But how'd he hook up with Vladitor?
I don't know exactly. According to Skyrus, Vladitor was a Bakugan who had incredible powers and tried to use them to dominate Vestroia.
Yes, legend has it he nearly succeeded, but the power of the Silent and Infinity Cores were used to banish him to the Doom Dimension. When Naga stole the Silent Core, he was freed.
In other words, Marduk and Vladitor want payback.
I don't know. I think there's more to it.
What do you mean?
I think that deep down, even Marduk loves Bakugan. Why else would he go out of his way to battle in a sanctioned tournament?
Maybe. But the fact is that those two have declared war on all Bakugan.
Don't worry. If Leonidas beat him once, he can beat him again, right?
I guess. But that assumes we can trust Leonidas.
I trust Leonidas. Drago, I was born in the Doom Dimension, and until I came here, I hated all Bakugan. Even so, you trust me?
Regardless of the past, you've proven you're on our side. That is reason enough to trust you.
So it's official. We're all a team now. Let's take Marduk down.
You said it. The fate of all Bakugan is in our hands.
This is it. Let's hope we all have what it takes to win.
Everything's riding on this battle, guys. We have to beat Marduk and Vladitor.
Yeah! Whichever one of us makes it to the end of the tournament has to take them down.
Don't worry. Tigrera has evolved. There's no way me and her are gonna lose.
Gorm's evolved too. We're talking awesome.
All right, let's do this. It's go time.
Bakugan Brawl!
We got this.
Come on, I'm ready.
Game start.
This is the Haos stage. It's pretty cool. The theme is amazing. It definitely does feel very unique to the others, which are very rock and metal-ish. This one's actually just like a score. I can't think of any of the other soundtracks that they used that didn't have the same instruments, apart from this one. It's another 1v1. Like 3 in a row actually, and then 4 if you count the next part. Jesus Christ. I don't know why they did this, but the stage is cool. The stage is amazing. I like the part where Tigrera literally just vomits you. That's just cool. And whenever she roars, the screen shakes the same way when Gollum slams the ground or slams the stage.
Oh, you imbecile! The deal is off, Vato. Hey, what are you doing?
Give it to me. I'll use the power of the silent core. At last!
Huh? What's that? No way! He's evolved!
The power! Who'd like a demonstration?
What is happening? Hard to breathe. Power's draining.
Painful, isn't it? With this orb, I've surrounded the arena with Doom Dimension hyperspace. The Doom forces are pouring in!
Aw, man, this is bad. Drago, can't you do something?
It's no good. The Doom Dimension is a world of finality for us, Bakugan. My energy is diminishing. I can't access my powers.
Oh, we've got to stop him!
Don't drag my friends into this.
What a surprise! Now it's down to just you and I.
The forces of the Doom Dimension have no effect on me, Vladitor. You forget, I was born there.
We're in big trouble. This is causing major tension between our world and the Doom Dimension.
According to my analysis, should the proportion of this hyperspace field continue to expand unchecked, it will reach massive size, leading to total destruction!
Dan! We need to focus everyone's strength on Leonidas!
I get it! Leonidas is the only one not affected by the Doom Dimension!
We're counting on you, Leonidas. Use our power to beat him. I can't access my powers.
Bakugan Brawl!
With everyone's power, I can't access my powers. Vladitor, I will stop your evil plan now and forever!
Ha 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 ha! Very well. Let's see who the real champion is now.
Open!
We got this!
I will completely destroy you!
Game start.
Final battle. Special rules. Each player has only one Bakugan. Players take turns placing down a gate card. The first player to get 3 gate cards is the winner. Double stands are not allowed.
I think this is a good way to do a final battle. The fact that they limited it to 1 Bakugan because of the actual like lore reasons, and it works because it makes things more difficult, because maybe you might have one that you like more or like you think is better. Also the fact that you can't use multiple for double stands because they're kind of like a cheap way to get a point is a really good touch. Apart from that, it is just the same thing. Apart from the rules that were said, that's really it. Which does show that they did have different ways of playing in mind. But I do get why they have these special rules for the final battle. But I'm just saying that they could have done that for other tournaments. The stage itself is pretty cool. Nothing really of mention, but I do like the design. I don't think there's anything I would have wanted more, but it is kind of minimal. The boss fight isn't that difficult. Nothing really to mention about the boss, but I do like Marduk, so it is good.
I can't believe I failed.
I didn't defeat you alone, Vladitor. I had help from my teammates.
Marduk, I think my time is over.
But we were supposed to rule all Bakugan! Vladitor, wait!
Forgive me, partner. I have failed you.
Partner, it looks like my time has come as well.
No, you can't leave me! Don't go, Leonidas, please!
Goodbye. I'm proud to have battled.
Leonidas.
Vladitor! You can't! You can't just leave me here!
Vladitor may have been evil, but at least he had pride. Quit crying and stand up like a man.
You don't understand!
I know you really love Bakugan. Okay, so you lost your partner, but you're still here. Hang in there and you can play again. When you're up to it, challenge me to a Bakugan battle. Who knows, you might even win.
Watch out, kid! One day, I'll whip you good!
Maybe. I'll take your challenge anytime, but this time as a friend. Thanks, guys. We couldn't have done it without you.
But Leonidas is gone. Aren't you sad?
Of course, but I get the feeling he knew what he was doing. I'm just proud to say he was my partner. At least, for a while.
Said like a true battle brawler. Come on, guys. Let's go home.
This is where I met Leonidas. What? It can't be!
How have you been, partner?
I can't believe it! Leonidas! I'm not dreaming, am I? What happened to you?
I don't really know what happened either, but just as he was about to vanish, Vladitor reached out and helped me.
Vladitor helped you?
He gave me his remaining powers, said I deserved them. Maybe he wasn't all bad.
I don't know what to say, Leonidas. I'm so happy to see you. We'll never be apart again from now on.
Of course not. We're partners. I promise.
Bakugan Brawl!
It's gone! This is Bakugan!
I'm going to teach you a lesson.
That's the whole game. Pretty good. And it does have New Game Plus content, which you get all the evolved Bakugan, and if you beat the trainer, you get the evolved version. So that's pretty much a lot of battles you need to fight against. This game is pretty rich with content and replay value. The game is short-ish. 7 hours is short, but I've definitely had shorter games, and it didn't really feel that long, even though that the game was very repetitive, and there were some things that were just very cheesy in the game. If you were to play with someone else, like one of the pickups is a G-Power swap, which literally just swaps your G-Power, so if you lose, it's just a guarantee win. Like, there's literally no way you can fuck it up, because you can use it at any time. It's not like a thing where you can only use it at the last 5 seconds of a minigame. You literally just can use it whenever you want. With that aside, it is a solid game that I do pick up every now and then. I probably play it like annually. Also, I don't really know what I want to do with this account. I unlisted all my AMV videos since I don't really want to do those anymore. But the thing is, apparently the account's at risk because of how much claims it has. I don't know if I had a strike, but it definitely does have claims. So I might make a backup. Maybe, I'm not sure yet, depending on how this does. So to make more, I kind of need this one to do well, so I know what people want. I know it's not going to do that well since it's such a niche topic, but I don't know what I want to do next, but I want to do things like this. My bet's on Vampire or Alice. I think Vampire is too long of a game to do something like this. Maybe I can make it very brief or in parts.
What are you gonna do? The odds are stacked against you. Back against the wall, gotta give it your all. This is the final stand. The power's in your hand. Two worlds collide on the inside. You gotta fight for